want to ask you to be patient during the training, and then when Brianna comes in, she will also give us the international view on how we can communicate to the international businesses, and she'll be doing it, obviously, like I said, from Bulgaria. And then afterwards, we shall have the questions and answers being moderated by one of our board members, and that is Daniel Chiza. Ladies and gentlemen, it's already 10 minutes past 10, and I want to welcome Anne Ayesiga to take us into the communication training. And you're welcome. To our operators are waiting, and like you can see, we are over 37 and above already in the group, and we are ready to hear from you. And you're welcome. On to you now.
Thank you, Julius, so much for giving me this opportunity to come and share what I know about communication. And thank you, fellow tour operators, tour consultants, well-wishers. I know many people who joined in, who just wanted to pick a thing or two about communication and how it operates or how it's supposed to be used in tour companies. I welcome you all this morning. My name is called Ayesiga. I'm a proprietor of Afreek Tours and Travel. Afreek Tours and Travel is about 8 years old now. But as Julius has told you, I've been in the industry for more than 10 to 15 years, I think. But as a woman, we don't usually say 15 years, we say 10 years. So that people don't calculate the real age, yeah? Yeah, I'm here to share with you what communication is and how it's useful in tour operations. Of course, I'm going to be sharing with you the normal basic things we have or we need to do as tour operators to make sure that communication is smooth in our operations. I'll give you, I can see guys trying to laugh at the age, yeah? That is true, we are women. We don't usually share our age, yeah? So I'm going to try to go through something that is normal and basic, the day-to-day communication skills, yeah? So I'll start by asking us, what is communication? What do we know about communication, yeah? Just a minute.
Okay, and would you love people to answer a little bit?
Just a minute, I will start. I'll begin with a question that says, what makes tour operators selling the safari at the same price achieve completely different sales or sales results? I would need one or two, whatever, but maybe it can come in later. So we also need to have that. What makes tour operators selling the same safari at the same price achieve completely different sales results? The participants or the listeners or whoever will be willing can always come in and tell us how comes that Afreek can have a same price with Mountain Tours and Travel, but Mountain Tours and Travel sells or achieves its goal and Afreek doesn't. Yeah. So as we have that in our docket, let me take you through what is communication. Communication is basically receiving and passing on a message or information. I think that is the most easiest way to say it, but communication is the exchange of information between people through speaking, listening, writing, or using non-verbal cues, such as gestures, facial expressions, etc. How do you communicate with other people? If you have a message to pass on to another person, right now I'm communicating to you. How do you do it? Are you listening? Are you saying something? Are you having a facial expression? That is a form of communication. So as a tour operator, understanding your message before communicating it is one of the most important communication skills you can ever have. You can explain clearly what you do. You can't explain clearly what you don't understand. You cannot explain to someone what you don't understand. So this means that you as a person, you must understand first what you're going to explain. In this scenario, let's say a client, yeah, you're not going to sell a safari you're not understanding. We've done many of these dummy sales that you sell a place and you've not been to, but you can master that place or that destination you're selling, and you sell it even when you've not been there. Yeah, so there are two different things. There is you understanding the destination or what you're selling or what you're communicating to someone, and there is you not knowing what you're selling or what you're going to communicate to that person. So as a tour operator, I believe that you have to have the knowledge of what you're going to communicate to the person. Yeah. So we're going to look at on my slide, there is the difference between communication is often that okay, this is going to answer the other question I'd said about the tour operators having the same price but achieving completely different sale results. So the difference is often communication. How you sell your package, how you sell yourself is different. When we go to these expos, you'll bear with me if you have attended Powate. That's the simplest we can start with. If you attended Powate as an exhibitor, receiving them same visitors. Yeah, if we have a pool of about 300 buyers and we're about 100 tour operators that are exhibiting, trust me, all these 300 buyers are going to come and move through the 100 exhibitors or tour operators that are exhibiting. What makes you different is what matters right now. And it's what we're talking about, that how you present yourself matters so much to different people. How you present yourself on your sales. We are the same product, and tour operators, I've always noticed that we always have the same product, which is a gorilla. Yeah, but you look at a buyer asking, why are you all having gorillas? Yeah, someone will come to your stall and say, oh, I've had enough of gorillas. Why do you have all gorillas? Why are you selling gorillas? Yeah, you're all selling gorillas. So what makes you stand out to sell a gorilla? The same gorilla Afreek Tours and Travel is selling is the same gorilla Mountain Tours and Travel, I'll use that for now, is selling. But what makes you different? What makes you better than Mountain Tours and Travel? Yeah, so what you sell is different, is the same, but how you sell it, how you package it is different. That is what makes you stand out. Yeah, so customers buy from people they trust, they understand, and they're comfortable with. So as tour operators, I really feel that we should we should get in touch with ourselves. Yes, and we start with ourselves. Then we get to know what we're selling, and we get comfortable with what we are selling. And this is how we are going to make these people trust us. They gain trust and they say, oh, we can trust Anne, we can trust Julius, because he really understands what he's talking about. And trust me, when you're talking to someone, they can gauge that you know something and you don't know something. They can always tell that this person I'm talking to doesn't have to have, like, as if they don't have the idea about what they're talking about, as if they crammed it, as if they picked it somewhere. So we need to get in touch with our information, and it makes our clients or our agents trust us, feel comfortable, and feel that they can execute business with us. Yeah. So as I was saying here, that as tour operators, we are storytellers. Tourism is about storytelling. We are storytellers. We are going to solve problems. We are going to negotiate. We are going to market. We are going to give customer service in a very professional way. So every one of these roles depends on effective tourism. Yeah. So here I'm trying to talk about, today we've been cleaning, and someone was saying we should not clean because we have paid taxes. Yeah. But I just told someone that charity begins at home. You're not going to tell someone to clean when you've not cleaned your home. Yeah, so you do it by example. So what am I talking about? Let's start effective communication from our companies. How do we communicate amongst ourselves at our workplaces? Yesterday, I tasked my group at work to listen in, because I wanted them also to know that the importance of effective communication at a workplace. Yes, it is going to start with us. Charity starts at home. Yeah, it's going to start at how we communicate in our workplaces. How do we communicate? How does communication, what is the hierarchy of communication in our offices? Whom do we talk to when we need this? Who is in charge of what? How do you respond to what? Matters a lot. You are not going to jump from one place to another and communicate things. Oh, Anne has said, I need a safari to Action Falls 3 days. Then Anne comes and makes a quote and submits. Then Joshua comes and gives a different submission to the client. And the client is writing the same email, and back and forth. Different people are answering on different pages. How do we communicate? What is the hierarchy of communication in our workplaces? Who is supposed to communicate what? And who is not supposed to communicate what? This matters a lot in our operations. We need to streamline who is communicating what and exactly at what time and to whom. So once we streamline that, I believe we're going to have a better way to do it, and a better way to serve our clients. So what does it take to have communication? What does it take for effective communication in our operations? So the first thing here we're listing is active listening. If you're to notice that talking too much is not the way to go. Talking too much is not the way to communicate. As tour operators, we are storytellers. We have a lot of Lugambo, I can say. We always speak so much, praise so much the attractions, even what you do not know, you add it on, even what is not there, you try to sell. So you always think talking too much is going to convince the client to buy from you, to take your package. Yeah, but sometimes we need active listening. This is the first skill of communication. Listening is very important. You need to listen to your client. What do they want? How many days do they want to spend in Uganda? What do they want? The other day I had a request of a honeymooner who really didn't want nothing with the safari. They wanted to have a cruise somewhere, a very private place. So just imagine they saying, oh, Anne, we need a private place just on a cruise. We don't need a safari. We don't need any animal. Then I say, no, but I can take you to Queen Elizabeth. They have a Kazinga channel. You can go on a boat cruise. And I mean, that is already in the wild. They do not want that. Yeah. So we need to listen to our clients first. What do they want? Ask them questions, very simple questions. Why are you traveling? So he told me they're going for honeymoon. They're going to celebrate their 25th anniversary in marriage. So that's kind of a honeymoon, kind of. They don't want to go into safaris. They don't want to go. They want a mini honeymoon. Where are you traveling? So why are you traveling? That means as a tour operator, when they tell you why they're traveling, you're going to listen. Why are they traveling? Is it a honeymoon? Is it a celebration they're going to have? What are they going to do? This helps you to package exactly to their needs. If it is a honeymoon, you know what you're going to do on a honeymoon. What is your budget like? or we are budget, or mid-range, or luxury, or super luxury. Okay, you're listening to what your clients are requesting you to do. So have you ever visited Uganda? Are you traveling with a child? What is your experience? What are you looking for? So you listening helps you recommend the right package instead of the most expensive one. Yeah. If my client came and told me they wanted the honeymoon and in a cruise, they want a cruise somewhere, they don't want a safari. And I'm telling them, oh, I can give you this, or I can give you that. I can end up giving them a wrong package. Yeah. But when you listen to your clients and what they want, trust me, you give them the right package. Yeah. So listening also helps you advise your clients. Yeah. There are some clients who really don't have exactly what they want together, and they'll tell you, I heard there is this, I heard there is this, there is a certain chimpanzee trekking in a community along Hoima Road. I heard about it, and can you take me there? Then I'd be like, oh, no, we have chimpanzee trekking in Kibali. Yeah, but a client is trying to tell you, no, I have something I've heard about a community chimpanzee trekking. Do you mind taking me there? Or we are coming from Action Falls, and I want to do chimpanzee trekking. Where else can I do? Can I do it? So if you're coming from Action Falls, you can easily advise this client, oh, there is a community chimpanzee trekking activity that you can do along Hoima Road on your way to see more chimpanzees in Kibali. So when you listen actively, you always give the best advice to the client. Yeah. So we need to communicate in a way that you start with listening with your client, from your client. Listen to what they want, then you advise them accordingly. So when you listen, you're going to have a clear and professional speaking. Communication is all about being clear. I was telling someone that we have in tourism, we have a tendency of speaking jargons, yeah? We are having 20 packs. Not every other person will understand the word packs. Yeah? Not every other person will understand the word packs. In the travel sector, there is how they call their codings. They have codings. Someone will read my name as Alpha November November Echo. What is that? What are you saying? Not every other person will understand an Alpha November November Echo, a sugar, a something. So we need to be professional in a way that when you're communicating to clients, you need to know that these are lay people. Yeah, these are normal people. They do not know about your jargons. They do not know about your terms you use in your profession. So when you're trying to communicate something to a different person or to a client, try to be as much as clear and professional as you can. So clients should understand you easily. What are you trying to say? Yeah, instead of saying the itinerary includes game drives and boat cruises, you can easily explain to them and say, you will enjoy viewing wildlife in the morning and at a most attractive place, followed by a relaxed boat cruise. Somewhere you'll see the hippos, you'll see the crocodiles along the Nile as you're headed to the bottom of Marction Falls. How are you selling Marction Falls? The boat cruise. Oh no, the boat cruise, you're going to go on the bottom of the boat cruise and it's taking you 3 hours going and coming back. Sometimes you need to package it in a way that on the Nile, you're going to have a cruise that is going to make you see most of the animals you may have not seen during the game drive. So try to package something in a more clear way, in a more simplest way, so that these people understand you. So when you speak, you have to speak with confidence. You must be clear, you must be polite, and your voice should inspire. The confidence in you should inspire the clients to buy your package or to take your whatever you're selling to them. So effective communication written. So most bookings starts from a written information or communication. Someone will reach out to you either on email, on WhatsApp, social media inquiries, and poor writing will create doubt. When you're writing to a client, you need to know how you're supposed to write to a client. I don't know, back in the day, I was in school some time back. We used to have a mandatory communication skills class. You do not just write anything to a client. You need to know what you're actually writing. Hey guys, am I still audible? The room is so quiet.
Yes, you are.
Can
You
I
are
see
very.
some thumbs up? Okay. Good,
We
good,
are
good,
doing
good. Keep it.
listening.
Okay, you're listening, yeah? That's good. Sorry, I thought I was in the room alone, but that is a good one, yeah? So something is going to start with a message. Hi, Anne. What can I do? I have a family of 5. Where do you think I should take them? So it's going to start with a message. When you start writing, poor writing creates doubt. If I start writing something that is not that doesn't make sense, it creates doubt. The client will be wondering, okay, who am I dealing with? Do they actually know what they're doing? Yeah. So you need to have your grammar right. Have your grammar right. Yeah. Don't start mixing up words. Have your grammar right. I need this and this. How can you help me? Or you need that. This is how I can help you. Don't over explain. Guys, I've seen most of your itineraries, you're over explaining. Sometimes people don't need to, sometimes they're too much. They're too much for people. You're over explaining sometimes and you add things that are not necessary in there. Can you try to have something that is brief, that is nice, that is readable, that can attract someone? You know, people are tired of reading. Read very many things. Can you try to make something nice, short? Can you have the correct pricing? Can you have everything right? Then when you come to a message, an email, how do you respond? How fast do you respond? Yeah. Instead of package available, can you say thank you for your inquiry? Our 5-day Uganda Gorilla Safari includes accommodation, park entrance fees, transport. You'll have an English speaking guide. You'll have a Chinese guide. You'll have a German, whatever it is, and a bottle of drinking water. Instead of saying, yeah, the package is available. That is precise, yes, but can you try to make it more nicer? Yeah. So professional writing builds confidence between you and your client. Yeah. So I'm trying to look at here a note I wrote for you guys. I'll share these slides at the end of it all. I'm trying to let you know that don't give up on writing emails, both on follow-ups, either on WhatsApp or any media. Yeah. There is a briefcase tour operator who won himself a customer worth $30,000 because he responded to their inquiries on time. And this is an unfortunate bit of it. I'll share it. As you gave me chance, I'll always use live examples and what really happened. And there is a client, a briefcase tour operator, who was online having a very nice website, a very nice gorilla name on that website. And when these clients reached out to him, he never took days to respond. He never took hours to respond, but as if his phone was always on his hand, that whenever these clients tried to reach out to him, he would respond immediately. So the lady actually told me that they gave him the business because he responded on time, and they felt he knew what he was doing, and they really gave him the business. until things went south at a certain point. I won't go into much detail about that, but why he won the business was because of his prompt response. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about our fourth, which is customer service communication. Tourism is a people business. When I'm selling Uganda, I really sell the eight attractions, the normal best big fives. I always add the people. We have the people, we have the chimpanzees and the gorillas, but we are forgetting to sell people. I don't know why. The people of Uganda are the business themselves. Guys, I don't know if you've been to Kenya. I know most of us have been to Kenya. Those guys are not hospitable at all. But the way Kenyans portray themselves to be the most hospitable people in East Africa, I don't understand it. I'm imploring all tour operators in Uganda, can we sell people? We are the most hospitable people I've met around the world. I've not seen any person as hospitable as Ugandans. Go somewhere, you'll see how people will treat you. Not because you're a tourist, not because you're any other person, but because that is them. So tourism is a people business. What do I mean? You're dealing with people. You're not dealing with machines. So always have patience. Always have empathy. Always have respect, regardless of the color, regardless of how much they're giving you, regardless of anything. Always have respect. Every difficult client deserves professionalism. Remember, people forget what you said. Yeah, they always forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. They'll never forget how you made them feel. I recently joined a family of 6 Indians whom I rescued from a scam. These people didn't actually bother about how much they paid. They actually bothered about how much I put in to make them feel safe. Yeah. They made me feel. I joined their home. I basically joined their home. I'm now part of their family. They are now part of my family as well. But it's not about that because I am a tour operator. It's because of how I made them feel. Yeah. How I don't know, I made them feel at home. They had hated Uganda with the rest of their nerves, but they couldn't believe that there is also another Ugandan that made them feel at home. They couldn't believe that another Ugandan actually made them feel at home and made them feel better. So these guys really took me into their family, and I took them into my family. What am I saying? We are dealing with humans. Can we be more humane when we are dealing with our clients, our potential clients? So I'll go to the next one, is the storytelling skills. As tour operators, indeed, we speak a lot. But we should know that we don't only sell the destinations. We sell experiences. Instead of saying, oh, Maction Falls is the biggest in Uganda, the biggest national park in Uganda. How about you tell a story about it? Guys, I'm a Mnyoro. I always tell about a story of Kabalega and Maction Falls. It's very incredible how this man made his soldiers jump all over that falls to test you. Guys, that is incredible. Who does that? Who can jump from this other side to the other side? You need to be, I don't know whoever did it, but that was really testing. Yeah. So just tell a story about Maction Falls. Imagine standing on the top of the world's most powerful waterfall, while millions of liters of water squeeze themselves or itself through a narrow gorge of 7 meters before crashing down as it flows back to Egypt and to the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. So you need to create something around a destination. You're selling an experience. Yes, Maction Falls is the biggest. So what's special about it? Tell them a story. Most of our clients are they're taken by emotions. Yeah, emotions sells travel more than any other. The other day I was reading something about Rubalika Safari Lodge shared something about how they had a community walk, and it really translated into a child being helped to create an anus. Yeah, a child didn't have an anus, but it all started from a community that ran to these tourists and told a different story about their community, about their setting, and about how they live. Guys, we're not going to only sell attractions. Can we sell emotions as well? Can we sell emotions as well? Most people are moved by emotions. Can we tell a story? We can tell a better story. We can tell a sad story. All stories are not better. All stories are not nice to be sold. All stories can sell and can become something. So when you go to our 6 bulletin, we're saying we're going to have cross-cultural communication. This is very important. Yeah, tourists come from different cultures. We need to understand that we're dealing with different cultures. I was telling someone about we have very many languages in Uganda. That gives us different cultures. Yeah. The way we greet in Buganda is not the way we greet in Bunyoro, is not the way we greet in Acholi. It's different. It's the same as how we're dealing with these clients. When you're greeting in German, it's different. French is different. Swahili is different. Everything is different. Can we communicate in a different way and according to the group we're talking to? If the Europeans, travelers from Europe, often appreciate punctuality, you need to be on point with Europeans. They don't need to be taken around circles. When you're dealing with Americans, Americans are very appreciative and they're friendly. So you bring in the sense of humor out of them. These are Americans. Yeah. They want to be friendly. They want to talk about something. They want to do something that is really, that is more touching than any other. Yeah. When you travel dealing with Asians, men, you all know Asians want value for their money. Indians will drain you to the last bit. There will be budget, but trust me, they want luxury on that budget. Yeah. So you need to know your clientele. You need to know how do they behave, what do they want. Yeah. So always have that respect with the cultural difference. Yeah. We've had Julius, if you remember, we had someone who was talking about halal compliance. I don't know if it was you, Julius. Someone came and told us about halal compliance. If someone is really saying, guys, we earn halal, please be, okay? Let's respect their culture. I understand we have people who want their own meat served well, but we have other people who don't want it. Can we respect these cultures? Can we respect them in their spaces And can we deliver according to what they want us to have, or what they want to have? Yeah. So there is non-verbal communication. Communication is not about blabbering all the time, talking, sending emails, doing everything. No. There is non-verbal communication. How do you smile when you're speaking to your clients? How do you look at your clients? Eye contact is very, very key. How do you posture yourself? How do you posture yourself? How do you dress? I really appreciate the dress code of tour operators. I really appreciate the dress code of tour operators. You find someone on their stall and they're really dressed in their office uniform. They're really smart. I've seen South Africans take it a bit higher. These guys will have a uniform that is really taking you to a safari. A mere look at them, you're like, I need a safari. I need to go to Kruger right now. How do you express yourself? Guys, when you come to tourism, we need to know that we are the face of what we are selling. We are the face of what we are selling. Facial expressions, you ask someone at the reception, you ask someone, how can you help me on this? Someone is gloomy, someone is so annoyed, as if you've punched them, as if you did something to them, and you're just nearly asking them something simple. So we need to have this verbal communication on point. Someone tells me I have a nice smile. So I don't know about that, but someone tells me I have a nice smile. After knowing I have a nice smile, you never come to my stall and I don't smile at you. That is the first thing I do. This is the first weapon I use. Because I've been told I have a nice smile. I have to use it to win clients. What's your best? What can you do? Can you look at someone? Can you posture yourself? Can you use what you can as a tour operator to win a client? So I feel non-verbal communication is also key. So we're going to look at negotiation skills. How do you negotiate a safari? Clients often negotiate prices, but don't simply reduce your prices because someone has said, oh, I have this. And because you want to make a sale, oh, we've been going through a lot as the industry. Ebola came, the war was there before we went into elections, and then there are a series of very many things that have happened to the industry. But just because you've not been working, you're going to simply reduce the price to almost nothing. You don't need to do that. I always tell my people at work that we didn't go to school for nothing. Yeah. And we should not go low because we need to make a killing. We should not always downsell ourselves almost immediately. How about you communicate value to them? Oh, you're very expensive. What is your budget? The price I've really given you is really competitive. And it's coming with this. You really don't need to miss out with this. We were planning to make you a bush breakfast or a lunch to spice up your tour. On your package, if I were you, you really wouldn't miss it. But since you're my first time client, maybe I can reduce for you something. In most cases, don't go down below what you can really take. Yes, you can reduce for them, but try to make it something, like try to create something out of it so that this client also thinks like, oh, wait a minute. So these guys were offering this and that and this. There are those things you don't actually include, but they're actually inclusive on the package, or you're going to offer them. When you tell a client that, oh, I was going to do this on top of that. Could someone please mute Moses? Moses, were you trying to submit something?
I think it's coming in just. Let me try.